Hey everybody, Mark from Northeast Bass Fishing. How you guys doing? Well, the next bait I'm going to talk about on my bait and focus series, and I'm going to just kind of stick with the zoom baits. People seem to enjoy talking about zoom baits. I use them a lot. I've got a ton of them, as you guys can see back there. And that is the Speed Craw. And I've got three of the sizes. They do have a Magnum size. That's, I think, 4¼ inches. I don't have it unless I come across one here. I don't think I have any of that Magnum size Speed Craw, but I do have the one I use the most is the Ultra Vibe Speed Craw. That's like I think it's 3¼ inches. This is also the Ultra. Let me find some of the Super. Then there's the Super Speed Craw, which is a 4-inch bait, a little bigger. And then the newer size, relatively speaking newer, is that micro size of the Speed Craw. And I've only got a couple of those because that's kind of a newer size that they've been coming out with. So if you guys have never seen the Speed Craw before, let me show you. This is a watermelon candy red, a color you guys know I like. And this is the Super Speed Craw. So this is the biggest one in their lineup. And if you look at it, it's like your typical craw style bait. And it's got those claws that really give a nice action to them. You know, not a lot of appendages there, just a couple little legs. I think it's got 4 little legs on it. And then, let me show you a better one. That one, claw is a little crooked on that one. I'll show you that one. That's a little straighter. But there you go. So there's your typical craw style bait. Now this one, I don't use the 4-inch size as much. Every now and then I'll flip and pitch it around if I'm looking to pitch like a craw style bait. I haven't used this one Carolina rigging, which I tend to use on the Ultra Vibe one. But if you guys are looking for a craw style bait for a trailer to flip and pitch, this is a good option. Lots of great colors from Zoom, as always. They've got a ton of different colors. I don't have, like I mentioned, I don't have a ton of the Super Speed Craw, but I do have that watermelon candy red because you know I love that color. Let me see what other ones I've got here. This is a watermelon candy red. I've got another one of those. Another color I love is the black red glitter in that Super Speed Craw. Black neon, black red. I think it's an excellent option for flipping and pitching color-wise. You know, just, you know, a 4/0 hook, whatever size weight you need for the cover you're fishing. This is a good option. Very compact bait. These little claws come down through the weeds really nicely. And it's a good flipping and pitching bait. I haven't flipped and pitched it as much in recent years as I've thrown other baits, more, you know, beaver style baits, but it is a good one. I can remember back in the day when this was one I used quite often. Black red, this is also the black red glitter in the Super Speed Craw. Let's see. I like this sapphire blue color. I picked that up at some point. And if I do use this, I have used this as a jig trailer before. I tend to cut it down a little bit. To me, the 4-inch is just a little too long. But that blue sapphire is a great color. Blue jig with that. Good combination. Oh, let's see. As far as Super Speed Craw goes, I also have the Okeechobee Craw color here. I'll show you guys that one quick. That's your, you know, if you like that blue sapphire, you know, you'll love the Okeechobee Craw because it's got the green pumpkin on one side, it's got the sapphire blue on the top side, the green pumpkin on the bottom. This is a really nice color. Looks good on a jig. But what doesn't look good on a jig? Everything does, right? Excuse me. And I think the rest of these are the Ultra Vibe. Let me just double check. This might be a Super Speed Craw in the Okeechobee Craw again. Let me just double check the size here. I got a baseball game on there. I'll try not to turn away and start watching the game on you guys. Yeah, that's the Okeechobee Craw there. I have another package. So the thing's all worn out, so couldn't tell for sure. Let's see, Ultra Vibe. I believe the rest of these are Ultra Vibe, not just the regular Speed Craw. Yeah, I'll show you these guys next. Now, the next size down, that's a 4-inch bait. The one that I use the most is the Ultra Vibe, and this is a 3¼ inch, 3.25 inch, 12-pack bait. Lots of cool colors. This is an excellent, excellent, excellent Carolina rig bait right here. I don't throw a Carolina rig very often. If I do, it's probably tough fishing, or maybe it's just windy as heck. I wish I had it out on me. I went fishing on Tuesday, and you're not going to see any footage from it because it started off good. I think in the first hour I had 3 fish. I had 2 other ones that got off next to the boat. It could be a good day. And then the wind just started howling. And I was only in my small, electric boat, smaller electric boat. And that boat, my electric boat, kind of fishes like it's front heavy. And the water was crashing over the side of the boat. I couldn't fish any of the areas I wanted to fish, and the wind was just pounding me from like 10 o'clock, from 7, I think I got there around 7:15, from 7 to 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock. No problem. Fishing was good. I was catching them on a Ned, catching some fluke fish. And then the wind started blowing, and it just got worse and worse. And there was rollers coming down the lake. I gave it till like 11:30, 12 o'clock, and I bagged it. So I didn't even, the footage on there is not really that exciting anyway. I think I caught two smallies and a largie in the first hour or so, and then the wind just got terrible, and the sound would have been horrible to listen to, that wind ripping. But that would have been a good day to throw a Carolina rig, I suppose, because then I could have just thrown that out and let the wind drag me down the lake. But this is a really good Carolina rig bait, an excellent jig trailer, and a very good Ned bait. It's a very, that size, that 3.25 size, really covers a lot of different uses. And this color here, I'll show you some of these colors, is electric shad. So if you guys like to throw Carolina rig this time of year, fish are still deep, it's not a bad idea. It's not something I, set out to really do very often anymore. I could rig one up and take it out and say, what the heck, I'll throw a Carolina rig around today. But there's stuff I'd rather do. But if I have to do it, or if I'm going to do it, this is the bait I'll have with me. Let's see. Let me show you some of these other colors. This is a blackberry color. And I'm sure you can probably get these in the regular speed Craw size too. Like I mentioned earlier, Zoom, one thing they do is they have a ton of colors that are so cool. And that if you guys have never seen that blackberry color before, it's a black with purple flake in it. Excellent color. Really good jig trailer. Carolina rig, jig trailer, Ned rig. If you want to show them something different on the Ned, if you haven't thrown the Ultra Vibe Speed Craw, you might want to check it out. This bullfrog color is really a good one. Looks great in the water. I love those two-tone colors. You've got the green pumpkin, or I guess it's more of a pumpkin on top, and then that chartreuse green with some flake on the underneath side shows up really well in the water. I don't know if that's a green pumpkin or like just a pumpkin. Let me see if I look at another one looks a little different. That's probably just a pumpkin. But that bullfrog color is a cool color. I have that in some of their worms too. Looks really good in the water. Good old watermelon red. Cannot go wrong with that. Nice natural color. That's the ones I tend to use Carolina rig fishing, like the watermelon reds. They work very well. Let me see what else I got here. Last time I was out Carolina rigging, I don't even remember when it was. I like this one, this green pumpkin with the orange claws on it. One of my favorite colors. I like that in a lot of different baits. A green pumpkin body. Then I don't even have to take my dye markers and put them on there. Even if I fish baits, though, that sometimes are already, sometimes I'll even take the dye marker and even make it more orange, and then gives it a little scent, too. But that's a good one right there, especially as those crayfish start to change colors as the season goes on. Let's see, green pumpkin purple, the natural. The green pumpkins are always good for that. And if you're dealing with a lot of wind, if you're planning on going fishing and it's going to be a windy day, having that sea rig ready to go is not a bad idea, because then you can just play the wind and let the wind just do all the work for you. But that green pumpkin purple, right? Yeah, green pumpkin purple is a good one. Of course, now I'm talking myself into throwing some Carolina rigs around just because I haven't done it in a while. Green pumpkin, Cannot go wrong with that. Everybody throws a green pumpkin in pretty much everything. You put a little orange on there, a little chartreuse. And as I mentioned, excellent jig trailer, great on a Ned rig. It's the right size for that kind of stuff. Probably drop shot it too if you wanted to. I don't really drop shot Craw style baits that often, but I'm sure you could do it. This is that Scuppernong candy color. I don't think I've ever even thrown this one. It's got that purple to it and that brown, all those different flakes in there. It's kind of cool. I should try that as my jig trailer next time I go out, just because I like those colors in that plastic. Scuppernong candy. That's a cool one. Now, I'm assuming all these are still available from Zoom. Some of these colors may be discontinued. Don't know. But Land Big Fish is, all the companies are having their Labor Day sale starting. I know I got an email from Tackle Warehouse. They're started. I got one from today from Land Big Fish. They're 20% off. Labor Day sale has started, so good time to stock up. Watermelon candy, you know you gotta throw that one. That's the one. It's the most empty pack here. I think the last time I was, we usually Carolina rigged up on Champlain in the summertime. And when I was up there for camp this year, 2 years ago, I did it now and then and caught some fish. I kind of threw the football head jig more than the Carolina rig, but this was the one I was throwing, the color I was throwing. And you catch one every now and then, but I thought the football head jig was better. This year I didn't do it at all. I had my box to tie one on, and I never even did, which is a good thing. As I said, if you see me throwing a Carolina rig, you can say, hey, Mark's not catching any fish. He's trying everything. There's just another bag of green pumpkin. 2 bags of those is not a bad thing. This is another cool color, this watermelon magic. Got a few of the Zoom baits. If you want more of a, a lighter green watermelon with some of that flake in there, that's a cool one right there. Nice clear watercolor. Watermelon magic. And then I've got 2 of the lighter colors, like this is blue pearl silver glitter. So if you want to throw something a little lighter, maybe you're fishing a river, the water's real murky and dirty. You could try a lighter color bait. Did I say that was blue glimmer? Yeah, blue pearl silver glitter. Cool color. If you're throwing a white jig, that's a nice trailer color right there. And the last one is just the good old white pearl. This would be good on a white jig. Do not discount the ability or the power of a white jig. They work very well sometimes. But that'll be a good trailer for it, getting those little legs kicking, especially if it's a swim jig. Not a bad combo. But that's the Ultra Vibe Speed Craw. So I showed you the Speed Craw, which is a 4-inch bait. The Ultra Vibe Speed Craw is the 3.25-inch bait, which is the one I tend to use more. And then, I don't know, in the last year or so, they came out with this micro UV Speed Craw. And this is green pumpkin chartreuse belly. And this, I think, is 2.5 inches long, if I remember right. They do have a magnum size, which is 4 1/4. I don't have any of those. I think I said that before. So if you're looking for like a small Ned bait, maybe this on a drop shot would be pretty good. I haven't tried drop shotting it. I've only thrown it on a Ned, caught a few. But if you're looking for a small Craw style bait, and there's a lot of crayfish that are around this size, that 2.5-inch size, throw this on a Ned. Show them something different. If everybody else is throwing just a regular Ned worm, try that micro Ultra Vibe Speed Craw. It's a cool color. Green pumpkin chartreuse belly. I might get with their set. I might get a couple more of these and try them out. As fall approaches, be throwing a lot more Neds. Not that I don't throw them a lot in the summer here anyway. And the other one I have is green pumpkin magic. Green pumpkin magic. And I'll check. I have the Land Big Fish site up on my phone. I'll check it quick and let you know how many different colors they have listed. But I really like this green pumpkin magic. And those are the only 2 that I've gotten so far. I've thrown a little bit, had some success with them. So it's another, if you're just looking for another option for your Ned rig fishing, this would be a fine as a jig trailer, maybe as a football head jig, as a trailer, a hair jig. A nice compact little tiny crawl like this would probably be pretty good. I haven't tried it on that yet, but I just think I gave myself an idea to try it. So that's it, guys. That is the Zoom Speed Craw. The 3 sizes that I have are the regular Speed Craw, 4-inch bait, the Ultra Vibe, which is a 3 1/4 inch bait, and then the Micro, which is a 2 1/2 inch bait. And that's really a lot of uses. If you just grab a couple packs of the Ultra Vibe, or whatever color size you like, you can flip and pitch them. Uses jig trailers. It's an excellent Carolina rig bait. I'm sure you could drop shot it if you wanted to. I haven't really done that, but I'm sure you can. I was watching a video. They were talking about doing a lot of Nico rig fishing and using Craw style baits. I'm sure you could do it with that too. Very versatile bait. And as I said, Zoom has a ton of colors. Let me just I'll give you a quick idea here. The Micro, they have, and that comes in a 12-pack. Looks like they got 2, 4. Looks like they've only got 6 colors, so they don't have a ton of colors of the Micro size, which I didn't think they did. The Super Speed Craw, they have a ton. I stopped counting at like 30. So on the Speed Craw, they've got a ton of colors. I know on the Ultra Vibe, that's the Micro. Where's there it is. And they are $5.49 a pack of 12, and it's 20% off now. So not bad. You can get them under $5. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Lots and lots and lots and lots. Tons of colors. Tons of colors. That's probably 50 or 60 or 70 colors. I'm still scrolling. So there's a lot of colors of the Ultra Vibe. You think that's the most popular one? They have a ton of colors. And this is a very small amount. You think I got a lot of colors? They've got a whole bunch on there. So if you guys like a whole bunch of different colors, you can check out on there. So like I said, 20% off on Land Big Fish. And also they're doing their Labor Day sale on Tackle Warehouse. So the 2 biggest ones that I use, they're having sales. But that's it, guys. I thought I'd show you that. That was kind of the next bait I saw on the shelf. I was thinking of doing the trick worm, and I've got a million trick worms. I'll hold off on that one because that's going to be a long video. Especially if I went through every color, it's going to be a long video. If you guys want to geek out on trick worm colors, let me know. I can do a long video and show you every single one because I got a ton of them because I love the bait and I love trying different colors. But just to kind of wrap this up, the 4-inch bait is just the regular Super Speed Craw from Zoom. To me, more of a flipping and pitching bait, jig trailer bait that I do cut down. I haven't used that on a Carolina rig, really. I use the Ultra Vibe, that 3 1/4 inch bait. Excellent jig trailer, Carolina rig bait. You can flip and pitch this size too if you want a compact flipping bait. You can use it. I really haven't used this as a flipping bait. I've used that 4-inch size. I haven't used the 3 1/4 inch size. And then the newer one, the Micro size for your Neds, maybe your drop shots, if you guys like to drop shot Craw style baits. I've used this on Neds so far, and that's it. They've got a couple. They don't have a ton of colors. I know it's a newer release by them, so check it out if you're interested. But that's it. So I'll put links to those sales so you guys know they're going on. If you probably know already, but I'll put a link on there anyway. So Land Big Fish is having the sale. Tackle Warehouse is having the sale right now. So if you want to try these baits out, or you just want to get some different colors, you can save 20% on the $5 packs, whatever they are, $5.46 or something. But 12 packs pretty good. I think it's a 8-pack. Yeah, the bigger size is an 8-pack. I don't know what the Magnum size. Let's see. I don't have any of the Magnum, as I said. Let's see. Magnum Zoom. Let's see. The Magnum is a 4 1/4 inch bait, 10-pack. Wow, they put more in there than this. The regular Speed Craw, they put 8. The Magnum, they put 10. Okay. They've got a decent amount of colors on that one, too. Not as many as the Ultra Vibe one. So this is definitely their most popular one. That's the one that gets the most colors, though. But that's it. So I'll put links to those. You guys can check them out. But if you haven't tried it, it's a really good bait, And add it to your arsenal of your Craw-style baits. Lots of great colors. You can match all the colors they've got with your jigs if you want to use them as trailers. Really good if you guys like throwing a Carolina rig. Try it out. You know, a lot of people don't. I don't know if they use this as a Carolina rig bait, but it's a good one. It's a good one. All right. So I'll put links to those. You guys can check them out. So thanks for watching. Please like and share this video. If you guys are new to my channel, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon on YouTube. Mark out.